No matter how hard we try to build barriers and walls, it seems that it is never possible to close the door of our house. There is always an unexpected guest or a mysterious visitor who enters without asking permission. In Thomas McCarthy's film, The Visitor, a professor travels to New York to reluctantly replace a colleague at a conference, but discovers that the apartment he is to stay in is occupied by an immigrant couple. This is the beginning of a story that will allow him to come back to life, to emerge from his lethargy, and to encounter the tenacity of those who do not resign themselves to desperate situations. In Eric Emmanuel Schmidt's play, however, there is an unknown and mysterious visitor who suddenly appears in Fry's house. The dialogue between the two slowly reveals the identity of the strange figure. These are metaphors for a life, ours, which fortunately can never remain in ideal isolation. Our lives are always crossed by the lives of others, and often it is the intrusive visitor who pulls us out of the deadly situations in which we are slowly sinking. In this Sunday's Gospel, Jesus emerges as an unexpected guest, seamlessly bridging the sacred and the mundane. Departing from the synagogue, a space of prayer and word, Jesus heads directly to Peter's mother in law's house. This intentional transition highlights the interconnectedness of spiritual life and everyday existence in Jesus' ministry. This narrative underscores the immediate impact of prayer on daily life, blurring the boundaries between the two realms. Choosing an ordinary household as his destination, Jesus transforms the mundane into the sacred, exemplified by the healing of Peter's mother-in-law. The gospel encourages reflection on the integrated nature of our lives, urging us to carry spiritual insights into our daily routines. The continuity between the synagogue and the home serves as a reminder to recognize the sacred within the ordinary, as an unexpected guest like Jesus possesses the power to awaken us from spiritual slumber and infuse our lives with a renewed purpose and grace. He is a special guest, a divine traveler who crosses the roads of our existence and touches us with his presence. As we know, he is the one who stops but continues to travel, the faithful companion of our days. I recall the words of Saint Teresa of Avila, who invites us to recognize the divine presence in everyday life. There is more value in a single moment of communion with God than in a lifetime of human endeavor. See, this leads us to ask ourselves, if the Lord were to enter our home today, how would we welcome him? Perhaps we could reflect on our lives and say that today there is a little more order, that we can see some signs of his presence. We try to look around us to recognize him in others and in the little things of daily life that do not happen by chance but because he wants them to happen. And how often has the Lord entered our lives unannounced, bringing healing and blessing? But sometimes after those moments, we easily forget to keep the memory of that visitation. We get caught up in the mechanisms of separation and the distortion of our vision. So it's an invitation to translate the awareness of Jesus' presence into concrete actions. As Mother Teresa would say, not all of us can do extraordinary things, but we can do small things with extraordinary love. Even the smallest of actions can be a means by which the people around us can catch a glimpse of the Lord and be drawn closer to Him. A wise man once said, "Life is like a cup of tea. It's only when you are immersed in boiling water that you realize how strong you really are." So it is with the visitation of the Lord, when we are immersed in His presence, that we understand our strength and the power of His grace. The lesson from this gospel passage is clear. Jesus continues to reach out to each one of us in our moments of need. It might be an unexpected encounter, a word of encouragement from a friend, or a divine intervention that pulls us out of the grip of our infirmities. When we learn to put our hands in God's hands, we let ourselves be lifted up. We gain life. Now, as we go forth from this reflection, let's be mindful of the intrusive visitors in our lives, those whom God sends to pull us out of the depths. And we too may in turn be agents of God's love for others, being sensitive to the needs of others, willing to share the joys and burdens of life. May the healing touch of Christ be with each of us, and may we in turn become bearers of His healing presence to a world in need.